I want to buy a house, but I have no idea how to do that. Hi, I'm Geoff Gooch, your local Lafayette and West Lafayette realtor, here to help you figure out how to purchase a home in the area. You know, buying a home can sound like a super complicated process if you've never done it before. And heck, even if you have done it before, it can sound like an overwhelming process. It's not something that most people do every day. That's why you hire a real estate broker to help guide you through their process. So let's talk through some of the high-level ideas of purchasing a house from start to finish. Now, this is not a detailed list of every last little thing that'll happen, but it is a good overview of the steps in the process. So, of course, you might think that you would start with looking with houses. This is not the case. Buying a house is no small purchase. The average price of a home in the Lafayette, West Lafayette area is going up and up and up recently. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you don't not going to go knock on somebody's door and say, "Hey, I'd like to buy your house and here's some money." You know, we're not all Scrooge McDuck with you know, a vault full of money bags sitting around. The first step in getting a home is engaging a real estate broker to work on your behalf and helping you search for homes. Now, the first thing that we're going to work on you with is getting a pre-approval. A pre-approval is a letter from a lender saying that when we find the right house, this person is qualified to take out a loan for X amount of dollars. Now, you don't necessarily have to go buy a house for X amount of dollars. You might want to spend less than that. But it is an actual check of your finances to see, hey, is this person qualified to buy a house? So that's going to be our first step, is we're going to work with our partners to get you a pre-approval. One of the next steps is to get your down payment together. Now, whoa. Let's talk about this. We haven't even talked about looking at houses yet, but we're going to talk about down payments. Well, yes, the fact of the matter is that a major purchase like a house often requires a down payment. Now, I'm not going to get into the weeds about down payments right now, but they are not just 20%. You do not necessarily have to come up with $40,000 to buy a $200,000 house. There are a lot of loan programs out there that are 3.5%, 3%, 10%, and there are even some out there for 0% down. But we need to get your down payment lined up and get that process going. And that's going to be part of that pre-approval process. I've kind of separated them out now. We get to the fun part, right? We're going to go look at houses. Now, how are we going to do that? So your realtor is going to help you with that process. I am going to help you with that process. So we'll set up a search in the MLS, the multiple listing service. This is the realtors database that houses all houses for sale by realtors. This is the database from which everybody else pulls from: Zillow, Realtor.com, anybody else online. This is the originating database. When somebody goes to sell their house through a realtor, this is the source of information. This is where the selling agent goes and puts the information. It is so slightly more up to date than all the online sources, and we will set up search parameters that will come to your inbox and my inbox. And then the moment that you see something come across that you're interested in, we can set up a showing and go see that house. It might take more than one. It might take more than two. Hopefully it doesn't take more than a handful, but you know, seeing 10 or 20 houses is not out of the ordinary. It happens, but we'll go look at houses until we find just the right one. The next step, well, we're going to write an offer. An offer is basically a long contract that says, I'm willing to buy your house for this much money with these conditions. Now, the market's really hot right now, so the buyers are probably getting lots of offers. So they're going to look at the offers and decide which is the strongest for them, whether it's the most money, time that is allowed for people to move out. There are many factors that go into what is the strongest offer. It is not just price, although price is probably one of the highest priority ones. So the sellers might get a lot of offers in this market. Now, if you're watching this sometime in the future and the market is cooled off a little bit, perhaps they're not. But for the moment, they're going to probably get several offers. They're going to weigh which one fits their parameters the best. Now, we might negotiate. They might come back and say, hey, we really like your offer and we'd like to accept it, but we would like to change this term or that term. So that's the next process, is negotiation. Once we have an accepted offer, once the seller has said, yes, I will sell the house to you, our next step is obtaining financing. Now, if we have that pre-approval letter, which if we've made an accepted offer, we have that pre-approval letter in this market, we go back to the lender and actually apply for financing. Hopefully it's pretty smooth sailing if we've worked with them for the pre-approval and you've got some idea of what's to come, but you'll work pretty closely with your loan officer to figure out that process. Next in the process, as we're working on that, we will order any inspections. In a hot market, a lot of houses are going without inspections. That's a whole other topic unto itself. If at all possible, we recommend getting inspections. An inspector is going to come in and he's going to look at things like the foundation, the roof, the electrical, the plumbing, and he's going to note any problems that need to be addressed. Hopefully the house is in great shape and he signs off and gives it a clean bill of health. Sometimes they'll note minor issues. Sometimes you'll note some major issues, perhaps a crack in the foundation, something along those lines. Then we're going to negotiate again. We're going to negotiate based on the information that the inspector has given us. We're going to say, hey, we want to buy the house, but you got to fix this. And then the sellers might go, yeah, we're not fixing that. While this is going on, the bank is going to order an appraisal. They're going to send an appraiser out to look at the home and figure out what is it actually worth. Now, hopefully it is worth what we're paying for it, or more importantly, the amount that we want to take out on a loan for it. If it's not, then we're going to have to solve that problem. Once we get through that, once we get all of our repairs done, if we negotiated any, we're going to do a final walkthrough, and that's just a couple days before closing to make sure that everything is as it should be, that any repairs were done, that the house has been kept up in the condition that it was in when we first saw it. Then we're going to go to the closing table. The closing table is where everybody sits around a big conference table and you're going to sign your name until your hands hurt. But when you're done, you own the house. So again, these are just some highlights of the process of buying a home. There are many, many more inside of many of these high-level concepts that we talked about here. That's what I am here to help you with, is to guide you through that process. So if you're interested in buying a home here in Lafayette, West Lafayette, anywhere in Tippecanoe County or the West Central Indiana area, please feel free to reach out to me. My information is below. You can message me here, you can email me, you can call, text, whatever works best for you, but please reach out and I would love to work with you.